Okay, lovelies. So I wanted to talk about Cancer today, about the Cancer sun. I wanted to share some things with you all that might be something that you haven't heard before about Cancer energy, about Cancer month, about Cancer sun, moon, rising, and Venus. I really wanted to do that. However, I could not in good conscience just do that because something was saying, well, do they really understand what astrology is and why it's valid and why it works? And the answer is probably that a lot of us do not. So, this video is about demystifying astrology, astrology explained. So, let's get into it. Okay. Now, for those of you who think that you don't believe in astrology, hold on. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. Maybe this could be a moment where you get something that you didn't get before. So give me a chance. Okay. And for those of you who already ascribe to astrology's validity, maybe you can hang around and then something that I will say can help you have a deeper understanding as to what astrology is and why it works. So let's start out. What I want to do is start out with the fact that we are all vibrational beings. Yes, I think we can agree to that. We are vibrational beings. We are giving off electromagnetic frequencies in the form of like our aura. It's in like as with our people, we might talk about vibe, and we know what we mean, like vibe energy, right? So we can look at it like if we're looking at our lives. So our lives as like a stadium maybe. And so when we think of certain people in that stadium, we would like to have them more in like the front row or the first few rows. And then when we think of other people, we might want to have them more like in the nosebleed section. And that would be because of what it feels like to be around them, what the energy that's moving around in them and the energy that's moving around in us, how those energies feel when they come together. And that's what would have us have those kind of preferences. Now we also can place things that have to do with not just persons, but it could be places and things. So we might, when we think of a certain country or a certain part of the city or a certain state, we might want to put that further away from us. And then others we may want to, like, we feel like we want to be in those places. We want to be near those places. Once again, places have energy. There is an experience of the energy and the vibration of those places that's having, and then how it bounces off of the energy and vibration of us that's having us have these various preferences, right? So this is my favorite, favorite example also. We can be in a room with someone, right? We can be in a room with someone and it feels weird for them to be far away from us in that room. When they come closer, or either when we go closer to them, we feel better. Then we could notice that being close to them doesn't quite feel all the way comfortable. We want to actually be touching them, and so we engage with them in some way. And so that might be where we're in conversation and we might just like brush up against them, or we might lean into them, or something. It's an urge to merge. We are interacting with how our energy and the electromagnetic frequency in us is dancing and feeling compelled to merge and connect with another's. Now, likewise, we could be in a room with someone else, and the fact that they are in the same room with us could have us not want to be in that room. That can be an experience that we absolutely can have. Why? Because the energies are dancing, they're pinging off of each other. We are having vibrational experiences of ourselves and of others all the time. all the time. We are vibrational, we are instruments of interpreting vibration. Okay, now, so if we take that, so that's us as a microcosm, and if we take that out, oh, also where we are positioned in a room also can have us feel certain ways. We might be the kind where if we're standing in the middle of the room, that doesn't feel as comfortable for us as if we're standing and we're closer to, with our back to a wall, or if we're standing in certain groups that could just like not feel good. We may prefer to be standing by ourselves, or it could be like several people. We feel more comfortable when there's like just 2 or 3 people, right? So it's different relationships that we're having to different people, which we could say that all of us are kinds of heavenly bodies, and there's these various dances that are going on. And in terms of sacred geometry, we could talk about the angles and the angles of incidence and the connections that we're having with each other, and we could talk about those as affecting the experience of the feeling of the relationship or the experience of discord. So such is the case with the planets. Okay, so with the planets, they have their own electromagnetic frequency, their own orb. They are spinning in space and revolving on their various axes, and that is creating a certain energy. We can see that and know that when we look at our sun, and we can talk about the kind of heat and light that comes from our sun. Both of those are, well, so heat is an invisible form of energy, but we feel it, right? And then light obviously is a visible form of energy, but both of those are intangible, right? They're not tangible like how we are in this way, but we know those to be so and to be true. We experience them. Now, based on where the sun is, we experience its heat and light differently. So when the sun is rising, it tends to be the coolest part of the day when the sun is rising, and when the sun has, well, so what I mean to say is, so in the course of a given day at sunrise, that is a cooler time of the daylight time, is what I mean to say. So that sun is at a certain angle, and then as it begins to rise, when it gets to its zenith, it is at what we would say like high noon, or yes. And so we experience more of the sun's heat based on the position that it's in. And then our experience of the sun's heat and light begins to wane as it then makes its way to its descent from the towards the sunset and western horizon, right? So with that, we experience these invisible forces in the form of heat, and then intangible in terms of heat and light coming and emanating from this heavenly body. So such is the case with all of the planets. They are striking this planet, and they are having various influences, different forms of energy with their impact, different kinds of heat, light, invisible electromagnetic frequencies, energies are connecting. It's all dancing. They're dancing and pinging off of each other. Now, our ancients were wise enough to know, and maybe were on the planet for eons enough to experience the influences that these certain positions that these heavenly bodies would be in, how that would impact certain human beings that are born when there's a certain snapshot taken of those heavenly bodies, and they are at these particular angles to each other. And that is what astrology is. And so that's not something that you have to believe in like it's a religion. That would be the same as to say you have to believe in the solar system because like it's a religion. No, astrology is simply speaking of the energies that each heavenly body has, and then how those energies dance with each other, and then how that dance impacts the life on those planets, and more specifically how it impacts what we say. So yes, humanity and our persona and our gifts and even our challenges. Yes. Now, yes, it's a snapshot, like your natal chart, your birth chart. It's a snapshot of the heavens when you were born, but it's not static. Even though it is a static snapshot, your path is not a static path. And so there is a dance constantly going on. And for those who feel that they ascribe to a spiritual system where it's like, no, well, God is doing this and I can do this based on what, the thing is that you are, you can become, but you come here through, and you come to a certain bloodline, and you have certain influences that are already going on with you. Anything is possible with you, but that is within a particular realm of certain gifts and certain challenges and certain talents and certain, right? And you experience that, like, you experience that. That's what you experience. So then astrology as an art and science becomes about knowing our birth chart so that we can see the way that we came here and the things that are inherently gifts that we have and the things that are inherently maybe challenges that we have, and then how we can create a harmonious dance amidst those energies and between those energies to bring about the best experience of our destiny that we possibly can. The best experience of ourselves as a conscious being and as an embodied being, also knowing that who we are is not limited to this human experience. And we know that because we know that bodies are left here, and then what made people who they are is vacant from those bodies. That's how we know that we are intangible. So I hope that this helps you understand why the influence of the heavenly bodies would have an effect on us that can be measured and that can be seen as something that can be consistent throughout who we are. It's just like to say, if it's raining outside, when we go outside, we're going to get wet. Now we can wear rain boots, we can wear a rain jacket, we can wear an umbrella, right? But those things also are going to get wet, and we're going to be positioned a certain way because of the water that is now out there. So it's like we are affected by the weather and the atmosphere, not only when it's tangible things that like water when it's raining, but also all of the electromagnetic dances and interplay that are going on amidst the larger heavenly bodies, let alone the orbs of people and places and things that we are personally interacting with in our microcosmic world. Please let me know if this explanation of astrology did something for you. And yes, thank you.